hundreds upon hundreds of episodes. The most iconic characters of all time. Movies, merchandise, the series that changed my life. I literally consider DBZ my Bible. When I'm lecturing my baby sister, I always refer to, and she'll tell you, I would always refer to something that happened in Dragon Ball Z. I even refer to other shows, but Dragon Ball Z has always been my go-to source. Changed my life, Dragon Ball Z. Until this day, I have never, ever had an anime that came close to what Dragon Ball Z did to affect my life. Naruto came close. I give Naruto its props. You know, the only thing I really have a problem with is they used to have the homosexual undertones. But DBZ, it was still, Naruto still didn't affect my life in the aspect of just running home to go see the latest episode, you know what I'm saying? Or rushing to the local websites to know what happened, you know what I'm saying? Never has Naruto done that. I have drove all the way to Newark, New Jersey to buy, there was a spot in Newark, New Jersey where they sell the Naruto animes, and you can get it, you can get about 300 episodes on one disc. It was like a bootleg copy, but it really wasn't. It was all in Japanese with the subtitles, and you would get like 1 billion episodes. Me and my sister, we drove up there, bam, got the episodes, came back, and really didn't like it. We didn't like it. It was this part in Naruto where it was like it was the boys. The boys went out to get Sasuke back, and it was like I think they were going against the Sound, but I don't know. But everybody wants these characters in the game, but that was the worst. Me and my sister say that was the worst part of Naruto that we really didn't enjoy, because they were really trying to stretch they tried to pull a DBZ. I mean, like, when you watch something, when I watch anime today, it's just references back to DBZ. And they really try to make that stretch the episodes out to make the confrontation between Sasuke and Naruto even more epic, and they have achieved that by stretching the episodes out. Because when they finally made that confrontation at the lake or the river or whatever they were at, it was epic. And that was something that they stole from Dragon Ball Z. Like I said, to go back, Dragon Ball Z changed my life. Changed my life. Oh, I tell you, I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fanatic. I mean, Ninja Turtles been off the fucking air for years, and I'm still talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was a TMNT fiend, yo. I would want to go to Toys R Us every day just to get a new TMNT figure. Every time we drove past Toys R Us, I was, Mommy, can we get a Ninja Turtle? I had all the Ninja Turtle figures, yo. Had them all. Oh, shit. I was recording the shit off the TVs. I was just teenage. We went to go see all the movies. I was Ninja Turtled out, ladies and gentlemen. Like, for real, I was Ninja Turtled out. I was bothering my friends. I was a dweeb at school because I was like, my friends could be talking about something, basketball or something. I'd be like, yeah, but you know, Raphael, you know, it was great. I remember till this day, my aunt, never forget this day. It was my birthday. It was a knock on the door, or a ring at the door, whatever. My mom said, go get the door. My mom never said, go get the door. You know what I'm saying? My mom, you know, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can get the door? Wow. You know, I'm stepping up. It's my birthday. I'm getting older. I can answer the doors now. I go and answer the door. It's Michelangelo. Michelangelo at the front door. Gifts with gifts in hand. I remember it was a Shredder mobile. Shredder had his own mobile, had like little spikes on the front of it, and she bought me a Michelangelo joint, Michelangelo figure. You know what I'm saying? Raphael was my favorite, but Michelangelo was always my main doo-doo thing too, because he was just goofy and silly. I liked them all. But my Raphael was my favorite because he was you know, he was a wise guy. The way he would deliver his jokes is the way I deliver, you know, my type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. He was the Deadpool of our time. He was always talking in that. He was breaking the fourth wall. You know, he would always talk to the camera, and you know what I'm saying? But now they made him into this big old rough tough guy, which originally that's the way they were. But I liked the goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a goofy kid. But yeah, I remember it was. And come to find out years later, it was my aunt. You know, I'm an adult, and I'm an adult, and I still think that Michelangelo literally came to my party, yo. All the kids were hyped. Oh snap, Michelangelo's here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really thought that was Michelangelo at my party. I'm Ninja Turtled out. Years have passed by, if that. And I'm sitting down and getting ready for school. I'm already dressed and ready to go, tired, bags in my eyes, exhausted. I hate it. I hate waking up early, even to this day. I just don't like waking up early. And especially back then, I just hated it. So I'm up early. Sailor Moon is on. You know, it is what it is. Sailor Moon's on. Wasn't a big deal to me. As a kid, I was very ignorant to the fact of how awesome Sailor Moon is. I thought it was just a girl's show, because every episode just seemed like it was the same. It was just this weird, goofy girl lusting over Tuxedo Mask and fighting with Tuxedo Mask's real person. You know what I'm saying? After Sailor Moon went off, Dragon Ball Z came on. And you gotta understand, the art style was a little different at the time. You know, anime art style is very cheap. You know, they'll you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing really spectacular about it. I'm sitting there and watching it, and it was the Raditz saga. You know what I mean? Raditz was there. All of a sudden, I'm seeing dudes get their arms ripped off. I'm seeing guys flying in the air. I'm seeing Raditz shooting out beams in his hand. You know, like the generation I grew up, there wasn't no shit like that. Ninja Turtles wasn't losing arms. Piccolo was green. He kind of looked like a Ninja Turtle a little bit. I've never seen anything like that. After he lost his arm, like, bad guys in the shit that I watched, bad guys wasn't getting the upper hand over the good guys. And I seen this, and I'm like, what the hell? Ninja Turtles always won against the Shredder. There's a movie out now, and I heard Ninja Turtles are even stealing from anime in the aspect that I heard Shredder was getting the upper hand, but I didn't see the movie yet, so I don't know. But back in our day, you know, heroes always won. And when I was watching, the heroes were getting their asses whooped. Raditz was like a god. He was unbeatable. It was amazing. I was like, what the fuck? What is this shit I'm watching? I mean, they had to get behind him and grab his tail, and he was defenseless, and Piccolo was charging up his special beam cannon, and it took like 3 to 4 episodes for that to happen, and then he finally released it, and then he missed, and then it was like, oh man, like the intensity that Dragon Ball Z was just building, and I'm like, what is this? This is fascinating me. And every day I'm tuning in, and I gotta sit there and wait for Sailor Moon to go off, so I'm hating Sailor Moon even more. I'm trying to get back to this Dragon Ball Z. What in the hell is this? And I'm like, you know, it was, and then all of a sudden he finally released that mother sucker, and the main character has to sacrifice his own body in order to kill this mother sucker, and then Gohan is captured. The man's son is inside of a little alien device, and he busts out of there from rage because his father's getting his ass whooped. It was something that we've never seen before in our time. It was amazing. I was like, man, I didn't really know too much about. I'm thinking I'm the only one seeing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hear nobody talking about it at school. I remember one day I just brung it up to the local nerds. I was already a nerd, but there was some people under me. Brung it up to the local nerds. Like, oh yeah, we seen that shit, man. That shit old, Joe. Yeah, we on the new shit. I'm like, the new shit? What you talking about? Yeah, that shit was old. We got watching that shit in Japanese, yo. I'm like, Japanese? What the you know? This is from Japan? It blew my mind. After that, I said, fuck Ninja Turtles. Don't get it twisted. I still love Ninja Turtles. But Dragon Ball Z, you gotta understand, took its spot as the greatest, and it's been taking its spot ever since, even though I'm an adult, grown-ass man. But Ninja Turtles still has a special place in my heart, and I still buy the Ninja Turtle figures. I still watch the cartoons when I can on Nickelodeon. You know, I liked the remake in 2003. That was cool. I liked this thing on Nickelodeon, which is cool. The one in 2003 was really dark compared to what we had back in the day, but it was cool. It was cool. They even did an episode of Ninja Turtles where there was the old school Ninja Turtles mixed with the 2003 Ninja Turtles, and it's the greatest movie of all time. I recommend picking it up. I don't have the DVD on hand, but man, it just showed you how goofy these guys were. And Michelangelo, being goofy as he is, he was the goofy cats from back in the day was pissing him off. But it's one of the greatest movies. They even went back to the original Ninja Turtles where they were all crazy, and it was based off the Daredevil comic book, and it was great. Ninja Turtles still holds a special place in my heart. But back to DBZ, it just took the mantle. It's the blueprint. Like I create my own stories and shit. It's the blueprint of my stories too. You know? It's great. It's great. But about the DBZ, yeah, I remember, man. I went to school. They were telling me this shit is on some Japanese swanky shit, man. It's even more bloodier and crazier. I'm like, wait, what? The motherfucker just lost his arm. Yeah, oh yeah, it's even bloodier than that. You see goo and blood gushing out of their faces. And I'm like, what? This shit is crazy, yo. I can't remember if there was internet at the time, but even if there was internet, I wasn't into the. I wouldn't even be on the internet now, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for YouTube. I was always late to the party when it came to the internet and things of that such. I wasn't really hip to it. But you know, they were telling me. I don't know if the internet really had information on this shit, but we just really didn't know. I remember they brung in the video game. One of the nerds, local nerds, hacked the computers and put the DBZ video game in there, and we sitting in class playing that bad boy. It was amazing.
And the outer world.
And then Tsunami came.
Fair traveler.
And then it was a wrap.
That you must have a story.
It was a wrap.
Why else would you visit such a place?
The reason we have Tsunami, and the reason Tsunami is big today, is because of Dragon Ball Z, yo. I was telling my friends the other day, I didn't even know it was called Tsunami. I was just calling it DBZ Hour. It was the DBZ Hour. Like, DBZ opened the floodgates for the anime, for Tsunami to prosper. You would run home, bam, and there were new episodes of Dragon Ball Z because for about a year or so, we were watching the same episodes over and over again. It'll start from the Raditz and go all the way up to the, you know, after the end, right before the Saiyans would come, or even after the Saiyans would come, or right before Goku would come from Snake Way, and then it'll go all the way back to the beginning. And it drove us nuts, even though we still watched it. It was cool. But then Tsunami said, oh, we bringing in the new episodes. We said, oh shit, you know, new episodes, word up.
To start again.
Back to what I was saying. I was saying something, but I forgot. But anywho, yeah, Tsunami opened up the floodgates for a lot of anime, and it brung in, even though the nerds were already watching and shit, but I didn't really know too much about it, but it hooked me up to the Gundam series, and then what else was coming on back in the day, yo? I remember it was Gundam, it was Dragon Ball Z. I can't remember because I was just Dragon Ball Z, and then I would just leave. You know what I mean? And the other shit just wasn't on the same level as Dragon Ball Z to me. Just wasn't at it at all. For me, for you, if you liked it, that shit, whatever. But it could have been some other shit, but I just really can't remember. I just remember Dragon Ball Z and Gundam. And they were telling me that even Tsunami had like a little night hour, and Gundam was showing all types of swanky stuff, like sex and all that shit. But it's always just rumors that never really played out to, you know, being the truth. Because I remember they were trying to tell me that Bulma and Vegeta had sex. Yeah, it's a hidden scene. They were having sex, and I'm sitting on the interwebs looking for that shit till this day. It ain't shit coming up. But anyway, new episodes, Tsunami. We're running home to go check it out. It was great, man. It was awesome. I can't really remember. Were we in the Frieza saga already? We could have been, yo. But I remember, what I remember the most was when Tsunami, when Goku, because I remember Goku would land on Planet Namek and then it would start all the way back from the beginning. I think that's where it left off. I can't remember. But I remember Goku would land on Planet Namek and it would start back from the beginning and you would have to watch all over again. But this time, they had Goku landing on Planet Namek and he had all these new, you know, abilities. He was already training under 1 billion times 100 gravity, but the other was 100. It was crazy. Oh. And I just remembered like just running home to go check it out, and I seen I remember the Ginyu Force, Berter and Jace was punching him, and they couldn't even hit him, and like he was moving so fast that he thought he would. They thought they was just punching right through him. Oh shit. Oh shit. Like, yo, the motherfucker was moving. I've never seen no shit like this before. Till this day. And Berto was known for being the fastest motherfucker on the planet, yo. I remember they fucking threw the Dragon Balls. Berto caught the shit, caught pow, came back and started laughing like, ha 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 ha. Oh man, that shit was crazy, yo. Shit like this, I still can't. Like, listen, I would give shit its props if you know, I'm waiting for somebody to dethrone the best. That's my shit. If something comes in and dethrones it, I'm already becoming an automatic fan, yo. I remember I was a Rock fan, big time. Chris Jericho came in, one of the greatest debuts of all time, outshining The Rock, but The Rock still got him. But, you know, I remember The Rock and Chris Jericho was wrestling big time, and Chris Jericho was doing all types of shit I've never seen The Rock do, doing backflips off the motherfucking ropes, and doing all types of swanky shit, doing the walls of Jericho, a submission move, and I said, this motherfucker is dope. Instantly became a Chris Jericho fan. So like I said, Ninja Turtles was on top for me. DBZ came and took the throne. I'm waiting for something to come and take away DBZ's throne. I'm waiting till this day for something to come in and take it. I want One Piece to do it so bad, but it can't even do it. Yu Hunker Trash, please, please, does not come nowhere. There is no moments in Yu Hunker Trash that come up to the moments of DBZ with the Raditz Saga, the Saiyan Saga, the shit where Gohan was going through this intense training. Piccolo just grabbed this little kid, threw him in the fucking wilderness, and said, "Survive." What? He took this little bitch ass kid, grabbed him, bam, threw him in the wilderness, said survive, and just left his ass. Gohan just became a man instantly. Gohan even went back home, looked at his house, and said, you know what? I can't do it. Turned his punk ass right back, went back into the wilderness, and continued his training. And you motherfuckers don't even know shit about that. Why? Because you didn't see it. You didn't see it. You didn't watch it. Playing the Dragon Ball Z video games don't count. Dragon Ball Tenkaichi, it tells you the whole story, but it doesn't count. Watching DBZ Kai, it doesn't count. It cuts everything out that made the Dragon Ball Z series organic. It made it real. It doesn't count. Of course, if you watch that shit and say there's no character development, there's no Attack on Titan has a better plot. Of course, if you're watching that young generation and you see that, of course you're going to say this shit is garbage. Because when I watch it, I said this shit is garbage. My sister watches it and says this shit is garbage. Remember, my sister was a little kid. Box Sis first came out. I said, baby sis, watch this shit. I gave my little sister the Piccolo treatment. I sat her down, watch it. She became a fan instantly. We sat there and watched Kai. Oh, look, Nickelodeon's DBZ. Let's watch it. Shit was horrible. We stuck our fingers down our throat and literally regurgitated on the DBZ Kai on Nickelodeon for that bullshit. And you guys are the same motherfuckers that said that DBZ Kai was dope. I was the first motherfucker that came out and said, that shit is garbage. Now, here comes, you know. Now that your favorite YouTuber said it, but that wasn't me. Now it's garbage.
No, but it's accurate to the anime. It's accurate to the mangas. Yeah, the mangas.
Fuck the mangas. That shit that we watched back in the day was crazy. And no anime till this day touches it. Period. Pokemon, another great one. I was saying the other day, there's 2 animes that started this shit, and it stuck to his lane, and I've never seen, and everybody copies from it. It's Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. Dragon Ball Z for the animes that you see, and Pokemon for the game animes that you see, like the Yu-Gi-Ohs and all this other bullshit, Digimon. You know, I can't really think of the other game stuff, but yeah, it comes from that big time. All of that shit. Pokemon started it, but you know, I wouldn't recommend Pokemon now because, you know, it's for preschoolers. At best, the shit we had was dope for adults. We were kids watching it. Crazy. Shout out to Lord Kishimoto. The dude's all right with me. A lot of you guys, I see.
Why does Lord Kishimoto continuously go through this punishment every week with you guys? Like, you guys are a bunch of bullies.
That just shows how much bigger balls Lord Kishimoto has compared to the Sony fanboys. It's only Sony fanboys. Because if those guys were able to join, which they can't because they only have a PlayStation 3 or online service. If you were able to join, you would know that the beginning of the story. You know, you only get little snippets of the story. You know what I'm saying? If you were able to join, you would know that you were able to join the parties, and you know that, you know, how we act is fun. Lord Kishimoto said himself, this is the funnest he's ever had playing video games. Especially playing Naruto Storm. Lord Kishimoto said himself, it's in one of the videos, he said it. He said it's the funniest he's ever had. And we're talking shit to him. And the Sony fans are watching this shit and they're saying, why would you put yourself to this, why would you continue to come to the tournaments and put yourself to this much punishment? And it's like, it just shows how much bigger balls he has than you. Bitch ass Lord Kishimoto has bigger balls than the Sony fan base who can't take the punishment, allegedly. You guys have in your names here gods, you know, in Japanese you have sword hero and this type of hero and that hero, and you can't take a verbal and virtual ass whooping. I look at all, it's like, you know, I'm not going to call myself the Monkey King, and I'm not going to call myself Zobi and all this other shit, or God, or claim to be this, that, and the third, and I can't even take a verbal and virtual ass whooping. You need to remove your names and call yourself like what the Xbox fan was called you, Sony ponies. You're nothing but ponies, bitch ass ponies. That's true. You cannot even take Lord Kishimoto can come in there and take a whole room of people that are tagging him and still hold his own. Sony fan, why is he putting himself through that punishment? I just don't understand. Sony fanboys, you can't take it. And if you can't take it, I don't even want to come to the PlayStation. If you motherfuckers can't even take a verbal ass whooping. It's great. It's a beautiful thing. Something you're not going to get anywhere else. No other tournament is doing this shit. I've tried it. I've looked. And when Revolutions come, it's going to be even crazier. But anywho, back to the topic at hand. Lord Kishimoto came in there. This is funny. Respect Lord Kishimoto's opinions, Zobi70. I mean, even though you like Dragon Ball Z, even I enjoy Dragon Ball Z, but you gotta respect his opinion. Nobody respected my opinion. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Me saying Dragon Ball Z is the greatest. Nobody's respecting that opinion. I never said Lord Kishimoto was wrong. He can like Attack on Titans. He can like Yu Yu Hunka Trash. But we all know he's a Naruto fan. He's just cloaking himself under animes that are popular amongst the community. But we all know that Naruto is his main choice. But Kishimoto has fucked up the franchise so much. It's so many plot holes. That's the anime with real plot holes, not Dragon Ball Z, please. And it's not even on video. Lord Kishimoto said he thinks Dragon Ball Z is overrated because of the plot holes. I said, Lord Kishimoto, where are the plot holes, sir? If you watch Dragon Ball Z, where are the plot holes? You know what he told me? The man said that the plot hole was on the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. Goku left to go train with Oob. That's a plot hole. The last episode of Dragon Ball Z, even if that was a plot hole, you mean to tell me that the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, where he left to go train with Oob, is a plot hole? What? Are you kidding me? And all of a sudden, fanboys just agreed with him. Oh yeah, he's right. Yeah, there's so many plot holes in Dragon Ball Z, but they couldn't give me a plot hole. You know what I'm saying? So the fanboys, they're just going to agree with this man so hard because they're mad at Zombie 70 because he's playing on the Xbox 360. It's like they're going to agree with him so hard that they don't even know that they're falling into their own traps. They're always falling into a trap. And I'm going to prove that it's Sony fanboys in a second.
Oh, come on, how do you know it's Sony fanboys? I mean, how can you know I don't have my own opinions?
Please, it's just to disagree with Zombie 70. But I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how in a quick second how it is Sony fanboys. Let me get back to the point. Motherfucker said there's plot holes. The plot hole is the last episode of Dragon Ball Z where Goku went to go train with Oob. I mean, come on. Why would he do that? Why would he just leave and go train? That's a huge plot hole right there. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, which you didn't, Lord Kishimoto, and a lot of you DBZ haters, you would know that Goku was leaving to go train in every goddamn saga. So what are you talking about? I don't understand the logic. If you watched it though, but you didn't watch it, and Lord Kishimoto never said that he watched it. He never did. He just told me I was crazy because I thought Dragon Ball Z was the greatest anime of all time. This is my opinion. He's not respecting it. He said, you can go back in the videos, and told me. But nobody said respect Zombie 70's opinion. The motherfucker came out and said I was crazy because I thought Dragon Ball Z. I wanted him to tell me what was the best. He couldn't. He said Attack on Titans has better plot. Is that telling me that it's the best? What are you saying? What are you saying, sir? Does better plot mean better all around, greater than Dragon Ball Z? I don't understand. The first 25 episodes, at best, if only, are better than Dragon Ball Z, the series. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it has better plot.
Alright, then tell me, what is greater than Dragon Ball Z? Well, Yu Yu Hunka Trash is greater. Why? Because it has a better plot. Okay, so where in Yu Yu Hunka Trash is it better than Dragon Ball Z? Where? Where are the moments in Yu Yu Hunka Trash that were better than Dragon Ball Z? Can somebody please tell me that in the comment section? Please, somebody let me know. Okay, you like Yusuke. Congratulations, he's a badass. You like those badass characters. I was just telling the guy the other day, I said it is very pathetic, because he came in and was like, man, I can't believe they keep doing this to Vegeta. Yo, that's my boy. He's such a badass. I said, you guys aren't even hearing the shit that you're saying. It's so gay what you guys are saying. Now, no, listen, I mean literally gay. But you guys considered yourselves to be men. I said, since when are men lusting over badass characters? That's a female attribute. Because you always hear it. Because we're all nerds. We don't have that. I mean, including me, I have a little badass in me. But I, you know, secure it. But it's like, because nerds complain all the time, you know, girls only want badasses. They only want bad boys. They only want the bad boys. They don't want a cool nerd like me who can sit around and is doing the right thing, playing video games. You know where I'm at. I'm not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You're watching me, and the girls is giving me the hard time. And unless the bad boy's out there, and you know he's cheating, you know he's selling drugs, you know he's doing this, and yet you don't give him a hard time compared to a nerd who's the good guy, the nice guy, the Goku. You know what I'm saying? And you lusting over a badass like Yusuke or fucking Sasuke, which I don't think it's a badass. I think he's just emo. And Vegeta is totally fucking creepy. You've already exposed yourself to be a bisexual at best. You've already exposed yourself that as soon as a badass cousin comes around in your area, you're going to be lusting off of him. Yusuke ain't the shit, yo. Yeah, he's a badass, he's a tough guy, and you wish to emulate him, and you got a crush on him and all this other weird shit. Yusuke ain't got shit on Goku. Back to the point at hand, DBZ. You know, he said Yusuke, you know, he should have just said Naruto. If he said Naruto was better than DBZ, I would have respected him a little better. Yes, there are major plot holes, you know, plot holes in a cartoon. I don't understand, you know, what are you looking for? You know, fact, non-fiction. What are you looking for in a fictitious show? I mean, who was the first nerd to come out and, because you guys nerds always copy other nerds. As soon as one nerd said salty, everybody's saying salty. As soon as one nerd says troll, every nerd is saying troll. As soon as one nerd says noob, all the nerds are saying noob. There's no creativity. When I was growing up, we created our own motherfucking words, yo. We used to call words. We used to call hoes. One nerd says thought, everybody says thought. Back in the day, we created our own words to call hoes. And it could have been in a positive way to call a hoe. But the hoe would never know. But now everybody knows because every one nerd said it, and every nerd has to follow that one trend because you're all fucking nerds. But I know as soon as one nerd probably came out and said in the comment section that there was plot holes in DBZ or was plot holes in Naruto, all the nerds want to follow that shit. Except for actually giving a valid point. Nobody can sit here in detail like I'm doing with DBZ. Watch. One of the greatest moments in Dragon Ball Z. It's a multiple moments, but I'm gonna give you multiple moments of greatest moments of Dragon Ball Z that nobody can do with any other show that you claim to be better than Dragon Ball Z. I could with Naruto. The Raditz, Piccolo, and Goku scene. Epic. Great. Stupendous. 10 out of 10. Piccolo losing his arm. Piccolo doing the special beam cannon and killing Raditz and Goku at the same time. Gohan showing this, he had the ability, and even though he's a little pussy, he had this energy that was just out of control and amazing. And he bust through that shit and hit Raditz. And actually, you know, Goku and him couldn't even phase. You know, Piccolo just did one of his special beam, you know, one of his attacks, and then it even singed none of his leg hairs. And this little kid that started off the season as a pussy just crying every goddamn episode came out, bam, bust through that shit with all this rage, Saiyan rage, and bam, right in the middle of Raditz's chest. Bow! Caught Raditz with the head tilt, like boom. We're like, oh shit, this little kid got some power behind him. Epic. The Saiyans comes. They finally reach Earth. Another epic moment. But the most epic is like all the Z warriors just got wiped out. Bam. Piccolo, Krillin screaming at the top of his lungs, Goku, where are you? Shit I've never seen before until this day. Goku's making his way from Snake Way after his training with King Kai after 500 episodes of sitting here and watching him train, and it just oh, beautiful. It was beautiful. And seeing Goku just, you know, finally, you know, I think it was Nappa was about to just fuck up Gohan. Gohan doing his thing, finally stepping up after Piccolo got killed. Piccolo running in front of Nappa's attack and jumping in front of Gohan and taking the attack, and he dies. Gohan finally steps up. I mean, shit like this, you just don't get anywhere else, baby. You know, Gohan is at his last strength. You know, all of a sudden he's about to attack. All of a sudden Goku comes, grabs Gohan, and you're like, what the fuck happened? Did Gohan do some type of mystical shit? Because it happened so fast, you don't know Goku's there. Then you see Vegeta go, huh? You know, looking, you know, you're like, what the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? Vegeta was chilled to the whole shit, but now he's like, huh? He raised an eyebrow. All of a sudden you hear the, you see the Nimbus, you know, the Nimbus that he was flying on to get there. And he has, oh man, he's got Gohan in the Nimbus floating on that motherfucker. Oh man. And Goku finally arrives. He finally shows up, and you're like, fuck! Oh man! What took you so goddamn long? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's finally there, and you're so happy, and he's going through his training, and he's learned the Kaioken, and you're like, ah! Whoa! Ah! You're in your room, you're going crazy, you're shaking, and you're dancing, you're doing all the funky junky, and this is the shit that none of you nerds have seen. None of you nerds have seen with the Kai series. None of you nerds have seen with the video game. None of you nerds can tell me that any anime is greater than Dragon Ball Z with just key moments like this. It's great, man. You know, bam, Vegeta's fighting, transforming into ape crazy. Now you go to the Frieza saga. The same type of scenario, but just cool because you got Vegeta on your side now. You know what I'm saying? Even cooler. Goku finally lands on planet Namek, man, and you're like, yeah! I mean, just so many key moments. Even when Gohan fighting off Cell. Cell smashes in the android's face, a fictitious virtual creature. And that was the last straw for Gohan, and he lost it. Bam! Super Saiyan 2. He's wiping out all the little Cellings. Oh, man. The Gohan's got one of his arms broken. He does the fucking Kamehameha, Super Kamehameha that's famous amongst the video games. You can't wait to do that, motherfucker. The Gohan and Son and Goku and Son Kamehameha. Ah, man, just so many kills. Buu Saga is very good. Very good. But, you know, that's when I started really taking a dip from the series. Very good. But that's why I always say my favorite moments are from the Saiyan Saga to the Frieza Saga, from the Raditz Saga, and a little bit of the Cell Saga. Cell Saga was okay. The androids were cool. But after the Cell Saga... Oh, they did a little tournament, too, after the Cell Saga, which I thought was really cool when Videl was out there getting beat up by the Majin creature, the Majin dudes. That was cool. But all in all, as a series as a whole, I've never seen anything like that. Crazy. So get back to the point. Or wasting 10 minutes of your time pumping you motherfuckers up on some shit you've never seen before. And no other anime has come that close. And I guarantee nobody can come in that much detail about their favorite moments of their favorite anime. They're just going to disagree. To be a cool guy, a tough guy, to get thumbs up in a virtual fictitious website. I don't know. I don't know what their point is to make themselves feel better about themselves. But I'm telling you, I've been through it. I've been through it. I've seen it, and I've seen them all. I've seen them all, and I watched them all. I didn't watch, you know, I watched a little bit of Fairy Tales, and I didn't watch Hunter x Hunter. But come on, those aren't in the competition of Dragon Ball Z. They're good. They're good little placeholders. They're good things to watch if they're your first thing to watch. You know what I'm saying? And I know, this is how I know you guys didn't watch it, because I was having a discussion with a guy who didn't watch it, and he was telling me he didn't understand what the big deal was about Dragon Ball Z. This is done in the real world, just recently. He didn't understand what the big deal was about Dragon Ball Z. I was like, wow, for somebody to say some shit like that, like, it's crazy. That's like me saying, you know, I'm a Laker fan, grew up a Laker fan, big time Kobe Bryant fan, And that's like me saying, I don't, just because Michael Jordan's on another team, on the Chicago Bulls, that's like me saying I don't understand what the big deal is about Michael Jordan. Kobe's the man, you know what I'm saying? Because all I've seen was Kobe's shit. Kobe's doing some shit on the court that's dope. But there's a motherfucker that came before him that was 10 times better. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yo, there's a Kobe Bryant is doing all his swanky and cool shit. But there's a motherfucker that he stole his style from that came before him and is 10 times better than him. There's no way I can just say fuck Michael Jordan, yo, just because he ain't a Laker. There's no way you can say fuck Dragon Ball Z when you're a fucking Naruto tard. There's no way I can say fuck Dragon Ball Z when you're a Yu hunk of trash bandwagoner hopping on her. You're only hopping on it because your favorite manga reader told you it was hot. There's no way I can say fuck Dragon Ball Z with Bleach. There's no way I can say fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't see Dragon Ball Z. There's no way I can say fuck Michael Jordan because I didn't see him play in his prime. I gotta respect those who came before me. And I have gone back and watched old Michael Jordan footage to catch myself on to say, this motherfucker, Kobe Bryant has stuck all his moves from him, yo. There's no way I can say fuck Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, baby. You know what I'm saying? And these kids today are doing that. Which just shows you, I mean, I'm literally just giving you points here and showing you the generational gap. Showing you that, you know what I'm saying, the retardedness of our generation. The craziness of this generation right now. Not our generation, the generation of today. Where they literally didn't see the shit before them, but they can already automatically come out and say LeBron James is the greatest athlete of all time. Just because it's plastered all over ESPN, and plastered, it's the shit that you're seeing now, but you didn't see the motherfuckers that came before you. No way. If I'd never seen Dragon Ball Z and the people before me were saying this is the shit, and all I had was DBZ Kai and fucking the video games, of course I would say I wouldn't see the big deal is. But I wouldn't disrespect. I would go back and watch though. I would never disrespect. I would go back and watch. Big time. Big time I would go back and watch. That's just how I get down. I don't disrespect some shit that came before me. Ever. Ever. But these Xbox Live and PSN nerds, PlayStation nerds, YouTube nerds, think that they can tell me some shit. Listen, you can like, as I said, you can have your opinion. I wasn't disrespecting his opinion. He was disrespecting my opinion. And nobody came and said,
Zobi, you gotta respect Zobi's opinion. He likes Dragon Ball Z. I mean, come on.
This motherfucker couldn't even come out and tell me what he liked. I had to question him, like, well, what do you like? This nigga said Attack on Titan first. And he said some other shit. Now it came to Yu hunk of trash. And then first he said, well, I would give you props for liking Dragon Ball Z for being the best shonen anime. But to say it's the greatest anime of all time, you're crazy. So I'm like, what's your favorite anime? Yu hunk of trash. Hello? Yu hunk of trash is part of Shonen, you dumbass. You just said that DBZ is the greatest of the Shonen. Yu hunk of trash is the best. Is part of Shonen, and you don't even know that shit. Oh, it's so easy. But to get back to the Sony fanboys, and I'll end the video off with this. I know it's Sony fanboys disagreeing. Sony fanboys are mad.
And no, we're not. Come on, Zobi, stop saying that.
I mean, one of the Sony fanboys just came out and exposed you. The person was him or her was in the comment section. In the last tournament I was in, and it was a continuation of the Dragon Ball Z debate. You know, Lord Kishimoto was a hero to the Sony fanboys. He was coming in and beating us and this, that, and the third. And by all means, there were Sony fanboys in the comment section saying DBZ was the greatest. So I don't want to say it was all Sony fanboys, but those who hate the most, those of you who voice their opinion, I got to address you. You've been exposed. And one of the Sony fanboys came behind this person to try to clear it up, and the person has deleted that comment. The person came in the comment section and was like, you know, I won the tournament, and Lord Kishimoto lost in the first round. Before it was, oh, look, his business the greatest. He won. Yeah, look at him. He's right. Da, 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 da. So basically, by me winning the tournament, took away that whole debate. I'm saying he was the greatest. And basically, it just turned into a Zombie70's always bashing PlayStation. And it's like, what does that have to do with the debate? Zombie70's always bashing the PlayStation for having lag, but in the last couple tournaments, I've seen people lagging out. This, that, and the third, and Zombie's always doing this. Zombie's always hating on that, and Zombie respect his opinion, and Zombie. And it's like, what does the PlayStation have to do with our DBZ debate? What does lagging out on the Xbox have to do with anything, yo? And then the person came behind him, another Sony fanboy, and said, yo, you about to expose this. You need to fall back. Zombie is trolling, and I'm not trolling. Telling the truth is not trolling. Telling me to respect my opinion is not lying. It's fact. When you say I have to respect another person's opinion, telling me, even though my opinion wasn't respected, lets me know that I was saying fact the whole time. You getting mad and bringing up the PlayStation lets me know that it was the Sony fanboys the whole time. Not a big deal. Please continue on, Sony fanboys. But you sitting there and defending a guy who said that the plot, there's plot holes because of the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, where Goku was continuously going away to train. It's asinine, ass atrocious. What does Skip Bayless say? Ass backwards. You've been exposed. DBZ is the greatest anime of all time. Deal with it.